Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I am Dr. Carter. If you are watching this video today, there is a good chance that you or someone you love is part of the millions of Americans navigating the challenges of hypertension, or what we commonly call high blood pressure. For many of you, the routine is familiar. You watch your salt intake, you take your prescribed medications, and you try to stay active. But there is one question I hear constantly in my office that often goes unanswered. Dr. Carter, does it actually matter what time I go to bed? Many of my patients tell me they feel fine staying up late to watch the news or finishing a book, thinking that as long as they get 7 or 8 hours of sleep eventually, they are doing okay. Others find themselves tossing and turning at 2 a.m, watching the clock and feeling their chest tighten with anxiety, knowing their blood pressure is likely climbing with every passing minute of wakefulness. The truth is, your heart does not just care about how long you sleep, it cares deeply about when you sleep. There is a specific rhythm to your cardiovascular system, a biological clock that dictates when your arteries relax and when your heart rate slows down. If you mistime your sleep, you are essentially forcing your heart to work overtime during the very hours it was designed to recover. In today's deep dive, we are going to move beyond the basic advice of just getting more rest. I'm going to reveal the exact golden window for sleep that is scientifically proven to help lower blood pressure in seniors. We will discuss why the hours before midnight are worth double the hours after midnight for your heart health, and I will show you how to align your internal clock to protect yourself from morning strokes and heart attacks. By the end of this video, you will have a clear, actionable plan to use your sleep as a powerful tool for blood pressure control. To understand why the timing of your sleep is so critical, we have to look at what is happening inside your arteries while you dream. In the medical world, we use a term called dipping. For a healthy person, blood pressure is not a flat line throughout the day. It follows a beautiful, natural wave. When you fall asleep, your blood pressure is supposed to drop, or dip, by about 10 to 20%. This dipping effect is the only time in a 24-hour period that your heart and your blood vessels truly get to rest. Think of your cardiovascular system like a high-performance engine. If you run that engine at full speed for 24 hours straight, without ever letting it cool down, it will eventually overheat and seize. For your heart, that dipping period during sleep is the cool-down phase. It reduces the strain on your vessel walls and allows your kidneys to process fluids more efficiently. However, for many seniors with hypertension, this dipping does not happen correctly. We call these individuals non-dippers. If you stay awake too late, or if your sleep is fragmented, your sympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for your fight or flight response, remains active. Instead of relaxing, your body continues to pump out stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones cause your blood vessels to constrict and stay tight. When your blood pressure stays high all night long, you are significantly increasing your risk of a cardiovascular event. Scientific research, including studies highlighted by the American Heart Association, shows that non-dippers have a much higher risk of stroke and kidney damage compared to those whose blood pressure drops normally at night. The connection is biological and chemical. During deep sleep, your brain signals your heart rate to slow down and your blood vessels to dilate. This process is heavily regulated by melatonin, the hormone of darkness. Melatonin does not just make you sleepy, it acts as a signal for your entire vascular system to switch into maintenance mode. But here is the catch. Your body's ability to produce melatonin and trigger this cooling down phase is tied to the natural cycle of light and dark. If you fight this cycle by staying up late, you are fighting your own biology, and your blood pressure readings will reflect that struggle the very next morning. Understanding this connection is the first step toward healing. It is not just about being tired, it is about the mechanical wear and tear on your heart. Now that we understand the science of why your heart needs this break, let us talk about the specific time of night, when this recovery process is most effective. Now we reach the question that brought you here today. What is the exact time you should be turning off the lights? Based on extensive chronological research and cardiovascular studies, the golden window for seniors with high blood pressure is between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. I know that for some of you, 9 p.m. might seem a bit early, especially if you are used to the rhythm of modern life. But let me explain why this specific hour is a game changer for your heart. Our bodies are governed by the circadian rhythm, an internal clock that has been fine-tuned over millions of years to respond to the setting of the sun. When the clock strikes 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., your body begins its peak production of melatonin. This is not just a sleep signal, it is a signal for your blood pressure to begin its descent into that healthy dipping phase we discussed earlier. Now, you might wonder, what happens if you go to bed much earlier, say at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock p.m.? While it might seem like more rest is better, for many seniors, going to bed too early leads to a phenomenon we call sleep fragmentation. You might fall asleep quickly, but you will likely find yourself wide awake at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. When you wake up in the middle of the night and cannot get back to sleep, your body perceives this as a form of stress. Your heart rate begins to climb and your blood pressure can spike prematurely, hours before the sun even rises. On the flip side, going to bed after 11 p.m. or midnight is equally dangerous for hypertension. After 11 p.m., if you are still awake, your body enters a second wind phase where it produces cortisol to keep you functioning. Cortisol is a vasoconstrictor, meaning it physically tightens your arteries. For a senior who already has high blood pressure, this late-night cortisol surge is like adding fuel to a fire. By choosing the window between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock p.m., you are catching the natural wave of your biology, ensuring that your heart gets the longest possible period of low-pressure rest before the morning demands begin. While the time you go to bed is the foundation, the structure of your sleep is what reinforces your cardiovascular health. As we age, our sleep architecture changes. We tend to spend less time in the deep, slow-wave sleep stages and more time in lighter sleep. For someone with high blood pressure, this is a challenge because that deep, slow-wave sleep is exactly when the most significant blood pressure reduction occurs. I recommend that seniors aim for a consistent 7 to 8 hours of total sleep. But I want to emphasize the word consistent. Your heart loves a routine. If you go to bed at 10 p.m. and wake up between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., you are completing roughly 5 full sleep cycles. Each of these cycles plays a role in repairing the lining of your blood vessels, a layer called the endothelium. If you cut your sleep short, say to only 5 or 6 hours, you are missing the final cycles of sleep, which are crucial for emotional regulation and stress management. People who consistently sleep less than 6 hours a night have a significantly higher baseline blood pressure during the day because their nervous system never fully reset. Furthermore, waking up around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock a.m. aligns with the natural rise of your body temperature and the gentle, healthy increase of blood pressure that prepares you for the day. This natural transition is much easier on your heart than the jarring effect of waking up late and having to rush. Remember, for your heart, quality and consistency are just as important as the number of hours on the clock. In my years of practice, I've found that many seniors unknowingly sabotage their blood pressure in the 2 hours leading up to bed. Even if you get into bed at 9:30 p.m., certain habits can keep your blood pressure elevated throughout the night. The first major mistake is the late-night heavy meal or excessive fluid intake. In the United States, we often enjoy a late dinner or a snack while watching television. However, digestion requires significant blood flow and cardiac output. If your stomach is working hard to digest a heavy or salty meal, your heart cannot enter its rest state. Salt, in particular, causes your body to retain water, which increases the volume of your blood and puts direct pressure on your artery walls right as you are trying to sleep. Additionally, drinking too much water after 8 p.m. leads to nocturia, or waking up multiple times to use the bathroom. Every time you have to get out of bed, your blood pressure spikes to facilitate movement, breaking the rest cycle your heart desperately needs. The second mistake is the consumption of blue light and stressful information. It is very common to watch the late-night news, which is often filled with stressful or alarming reports. This triggers a psychological stress response. Combined with the blue light from your TV or smartphone, which suppresses melatonin production, you are essentially telling your brain that it is daytime and there is a threat nearby. This keeps your blood pressure in a high alert state. The third mistake is late evening exercise. While I always encourage my patients to stay active, doing strenuous exercise after 7 p.m. can be counterproductive for sleep. Exercise raises your core body temperature and stimulates your nervous system. It can take several hours for your heart rate and blood pressure to return to a baseline state suitable for deep sleep. If you want to move in the evening, stick to very gentle stretching or a slow walk rather than anything that leaves you breathless. By avoiding these 3 common pitfalls, you clear the path for your blood pressure to drop naturally as soon as your head hits the pillow. To help you hit that 9 to 10 p.m. golden window, I want to share a specific 5-step routine that I recommend to my patients. This is designed to physically and mentally signal your cardiovascular system to downshift. Step 1 is a warm foot soak. About 30 minutes before you plan to get into bed, soak your feet in warm water for 10 to 15 minutes. This isn't just about relaxation. Scientifically, warming your feet causes your peripheral blood vessels to dilate or open up. This draws blood away from your core and lowers your internal temperature, which is a primary trigger for your body to start dropping its blood pressure for the night. Step 2 is simple acupressure. While you are drying your feet, take a moment to massage the center of the sole of your foot, a point often called the gushing spring. Also, gently press the inner part of your wrist, about 2 inches above the hand. In integrative medicine, these points are known to help calm the heart rate and reduce the sympathetic nervous drive that keeps blood pressure high. Step 3 is optimizing your environment. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary for your heart. In the United States, we often keep our homes too warm. For the best blood pressure drop, set your thermostat to between 65 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. A cool room encourages deep sleep. Ensure the room is completely dark, as even a small amount of light can interfere with the melatonin your heart needs. Step 4 is the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Once you are lying down, breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold that breath for 7 seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. This specific rhythm forces your nervous system to switch from flight or fight mode into rest and digest mode. It is like a natural beta blocker for your stress levels. Step 5 is mental detachment. If you find yourself worrying about your health or your to-do list, your blood pressure will not drop. I encourage you to listen to very soft, lyric-free music or a guided meditation. Disconnect from the problems of the day so that your heart can focus on the work of healing. One of the biggest hurdles for seniors in maintaining a healthy blood pressure rhythm is nocturia, or the need to wake up and use the bathroom multiple times a night. Every time you stand up and walk, your blood pressure must rise to get blood to your brain. If this happens 3 or 4 times a night, your heart never gets that sustained period of rest. To manage this, I suggest you finish your significant fluid intake by 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock p.m. Take only small sips if you need to take medication later. If you find that you are still waking up frequently, please talk to your doctor about your prostate health or bladder control, as managing these issues is a direct investment in your blood pressure health. Another critical factor is the timing of your medications. Many blood pressure medications, especially diuretics or water pills, are designed to flush excess salt and water from your system. If you take these too late in the evening, you will be up all night. Always consult with your physician, but often moving a diuretic dose to the morning can significantly improve your sleep quality and, by extension, your nighttime blood pressure. If you suffer from chronic insomnia, do not just dismiss it as a part of getting older. Chronic sleep deprivation is a primary driver of resistant hypertension. Whether it is sleep apnea, where you stop breathing momentarily at night, or just difficulty staying asleep, these conditions keep your blood pressure in a state of constant emergency. Treating sleep apnea with a CPAP machine, for example, is often more effective at lowering blood pressure than adding a 3rd or 4th medication. While we want sleep to be a time of rest, it is also a time when we must be vigilant. For those with high blood pressure, there are certain red flags that you should never ignore if they happen during the night or upon waking. If you wake up with a sudden crushing headache, severe shortness of breath, or a feeling of intense anxiety and chest pressure, these could be signs of a hypertensive crisis or a nocturnal cardiac event. If this happens, do not jump out of bed quickly. Sitting up too fast can cause a dangerous fluctuation in pressure. Sit up slowly, keep your movements calm, and use your home blood pressure monitor if it is within reach. If your systolic pressure, the top number, is over 180, or your diastolic pressure, the bottom number, is over 120, and you are experiencing symptoms, this is a medical emergency. In the United States, you should call 911 immediately. It is better to be evaluated and sent home than to ignore a spike that could lead to a stroke. Understanding these signs gives you the power to act quickly and protect your brain and heart. We've covered a lot of ground today. We have learned that for a senior with high blood pressure, sleep is not just a luxury, it is a vital medical necessity. Your heart needs that 10 to 20% dip in pressure to stay strong, and your arteries need that time to recover from the stress of the day. Remember, the golden window is between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. By aligning your sleep with this hour, you are giving your body the best possible chance to regulate its hormones and protect your vascular system. Combine this timing with a cool room, a calm mind, and a consistent routine of 7 to 8 hours of rest. I know that changing long-standing habits can be difficult. You don't have to change everything tonight. Start by moving your bedtime just 15 minutes earlier each night until you reach that 9 to 10 p.m. window. Your heart is a remarkable organ that has served you for decades. Now is the time to give it the rest it deserves. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you found this information helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more science-based health advice tailored for your golden years. Feel free to share this with your friends or family members who might be struggling with their blood pressure. I am Dr. Carter, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Until then, sleep well and stay healthy.